Welcome, Leo. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, getting ready to do your new moon in Aries reading. This is a message. I have not titled it New Moon in Aries because the solar eclipse is within minutes, and the solar eclipse kind of wrapped up the new moon in Aries energy. But this is an opportunity for you to see where that solar eclipse energy is impacting your life. I am doing personal readings for those of you that are interested. The information is in the description box below. I thank all of you who are here now. That is the most important thing. And I appreciate all the support that you give me, including the lovely comments I've received and the generous donations. Thank you very much for that. So let's get started, Leo, with your overall energy. And I have the Three of Cups. This is the lovely energy of support, of being safe, being able to share your vulnerability, the experiences of transformation and deep wounding that you have learned from. So you are sharing that with others. You are in a safe place for you to be with others in that same way, so that you are intimate and protected and you can be open about the range of your experiences, not just the joyful, happy times, but the entire extent, the entire spectrum of your feelings and your experiences. Although ultimately you are celebrating this connection, you're celebrating these intimate bonds, this support that you have. You recognize its value in helping, supporting you to do the things that are necessary for you to do to actuate your own healing at this time. In the first house, we have the Hierophant. The Hierophant has come up for you in several ways, and I'm feeling right now that this has to do with your relationship to a parent and or children. Feels as though this is a way in which you are sharing what you've learned and helping others to recognize the steps, the process of learning from experiences, all experiences, so that particularly those difficult emotional experiences that can feel oppressive, catastrophic, even like symptoms of depression, are opportunities to learn more about who we are and what is best for us. This is you actually committing to your familial relationships, as well as to students, clients, audience members that put you in a position to teach, and as any teacher knows, teaching is about learning. It's a two-way street, so that you are yourself recognizing that you are on the learning spectrum yourself, as well as you are bringing along mentors who are at a different level. But the lessons you are experiencing, the commitment is to helping others to get through a process of education, learning, instruction, even certification, initiation, with the benefit of what you've learned. And if for those of you interested, for those of you that need to hear this, even if you yourself, as an example, have not graduated from college, have not graduated in high school, that does not mean that you cannot support someone else through that same process. As long as you share what you learned along the way, you can support others to get to whatever level they need to get to. And in many ways, this may help you to open up any blocks you have or any obstacles you need to work through to gain a level of achievement or knowledge that you want to attain. In the 4th house, oops, I didn't do the 10th house first, which I usually do. So I'm going to start there, back up. The 10th house is your social position. It's the way others see you. And this actually bears upon what I was describing with the 1st house Hierophant. This is you actually being at the end of closing out something very difficult. What I've learned from the 10 of Swords is that the experience of something having ended can have happened a very long time ago. However, you're only now letting go of this experience. You're only now beginning to understand and see through the end of this experience. If it's a marriage, if it's a bad employment situation, if it's a period of extreme hardship, if it's simply healing some traumas in your life, this is something that you have experienced the conclusion of, but you're still working through that healing process where you indeed have come to a place where you understand that these hardships, this sorrow, this pain, this failure had gifts, had lessons for you. That by identifying these things that haven't worked for you, you've cleared the board to let a new experience in, and that in many ways may be what you are experiencing as you are teaching others. What you're learning from this process of closure, of ending, of rebirth, and making space for your own unique beliefs and illumination. In the 4th house, the house of your home, the Fool card. Wow, this is quite a bounce back. This is quite an experience of resilience. And in many ways, you are able to share these experiences because you have released this sorrowful, painful experience, and that you are, in fact, reinvesting in faith and trust in yourself. There is a part of you that is growing in your conviction that everything is going to be just fine, that no matter what happens to you, you can come back from that. And that is empowering you to take a risk, to move out in a new direction. This can literally be a new home, a new educational program that you undertake, that perhaps the family goes along with you. This may be the opportunity to teach something that you have recently gone through, that you've recently learned. Whatever it is, you are stepping on the path without a clear idea of a goal or where it's going to end up. You don't need to know that. You only need to know that you have faith in who you are. You trust that you know what's right for you and that you can handle anything. In the 7th house, the house of your relationships, significant relationships, the 10 of Pentacles indicates perhaps some big change in your family structure that's netting you some kind of an inheritance. It isn't always financial for everyone. There is something about your ancestral, your familial experience, your tribe that has benefited you, and you now recognize that you have benefited from the resources that others, the sacrifices others made so that you could have the things you have. That adheres to any aspect of your life, of the community that raised you, so that you now realize it's your turn to give back. You can now participate in this legacy by making the same information and knowledge, the resources you've gained, the privileges you have as a result of this. And I don't mean privileges in terms of money or the things we often associate with being the haves in a wealthy country if you're in the US, but I mean the privilege of understanding how you have grown and benefited from the work of your ancestors, the work of those who came before you, the sacrifices your parents made, whatever they were. And this is you saying, I benefit and I'm now empowered enough to participate in this legacy so that others too can experience the abundance that I've experienced. And of course, for some of you, this will mean an inheritance. This will mean a change in the family structure that is netting you some kind of largesse. I'm going to pull Soul's Journey card. Leo, if this is resonating for you, please subscribe to my channel, Pacific Tarot. I appreciate if you'd like the video, share with others who may benefit from this or enjoy it. Comment below. I always appreciate your thoughts. I've pulled the Regret card, which says, I know I cannot change the past. And this is definitely something that you are learning. This is right front and center for you. No need to have regrets because there's nothing you can do about the way things were. And this lesson is really liberating you at this time. It's really freeing you up. This is part of the resilience with which you're bouncing back from this heartache, this failure. And from the flora and fauna, I pulled the octopus. And the plant that's associated with this is called a feverfew, which is a sweet little climbing daisy. It reads, make progress, not announcements. Your next win requires some privacy. You can multitask and be more efficient without the distractions. And the key word here is flexibility. I like that. There's a real sense to me, you, of throwing off a lot of the psychological shackles that have held you to this old experience that you are in the last stages of releasing. The Hierophant in the first house is clarified by the Nine of Earth and the Empress in the third house. So the second house, the Nine of Earths, you are investing in your independence, your stability, your security. You understand how to cultivate your talents and skills. In fact, you may be in the process right now of cultivating them. And as you do so, you are in a position to share back. You may have a mentee, you may be a mentor or have a mentor. But this is really showing me that you are the one who is developing yourself by supporting and developing others. And this is describing the absolutely beautiful sense of empowerment that is not just about generating new ideas, generating abundance, being in sync with the season, taking your model from nature in this beautiful springtime. But it's also about receiving the rewards of your efforts, letting yourself receive, not always having to push and fight. You are in an active period of growing, of building. And this is about appreciating that as you do so, your efforts are being rewarded, are being recognized, and you must allow that to come in. Allow yourself to be favored. Although for many Leos, I don't sense that's a huge problem. In the fourth house, the Fool is clarified by the Queen of Fire in the fifth house and the Nine of Fire in the sixth house. You've worked really, really hard at finding a working environment that is supportive of you. There's a real strong sense of push and effort and trying really hard, almost trying too hard. and then vacillating to a place where you have the capacity and the confidence to simply know what you desire in order to magnetize those opportunities towards you. I'm feeling a push and pull here. So we have 2 nines that are indicating that you have come to a place where you now recognize the value of your independence, how to hold on to that. You value that, but not in the context of being alone. So in order to being alone, it feels like empowers you to heal from something that was really challenging, really devastating. And it's preparing you to move into a new risky direction that really has faith and trust in who you are, not who you're with. And there's a kind of back and forth that when you've exhausted this ability to be connected in the past, when that hasn't worked out, you've had to fall back on taking care of yourself in a way that has been kind of like a default, not fun, the hard stuff, lonely, and exhausting for you. But actually, I see you coming to this beautiful equilibrium, understanding that in order to have this independence, you simply need to turn on your power, turn on your confidence, know what you want. And that's something I'm sensing here. You're just now coming to this place where you know what you want. And that's going to help you heal from the cycle of allowing what another or others desired of you run the show, run your show. The 7th house with the 10 of Pentacles is clarified by the Magician in the 8th house and the 5 of Fire in the 9th house. So you are all about rebuilding yourself. There's absolutely a new you. And it's interesting because I see the new you expressing itself with confidence in your most important relationships. This takes me back to the ability to parent or be a child of a parent. That relationship is altering in a way that you are emerging from that. And there's something reciprocal building around your support system, something that takes you out of the place of being instructed, told, informed, expected, and takes you into a place of having goals, expecting things of yourself and others. And this is a huge change for you. But for those of you that are, again, this has come up before for Leos, in a position to teach, advise, or groom, mentor others, you are creating a situation where you are learning with others in terms of gaining more education or simply exposure to the world, exploring more of the experiences of others, not being afraid of moving outside of your comfort zone, putting yourself in a place where you engage family members, your clients, your students, your co-workers as peers, so that you understand that no one has the answer, but together you can create a plan that you can follow through on. You can create a solution together by recognizing that everybody has a piece of the solution. And that creates a buy-in. That creates the kind of unit that it constitutes a family that supports each of its members, a team that supports everyone to work from their position of strength. The 10 of Swords in the 10th house is clarified by the Ace of Fire in the 11th house and the 4 of Earth in the 12th house. You're really burning brightly here. You are manifesting an opportunity for yourself to achieve something long-lasting. You may be in a position of, through some form of educational experience, training, or instruction, travel, some kind of organized cultural experience of accomplishing the stability you seek, the security you seek. And what I'm sensing about the security is it's the sense of confidence and security within yourself. That's what is helping you to take a risk, to be in a position to move into a new arena because of the security you're gaining within that allows you to move out into the world with always returning to a sense of stability and security, of protection. And the striving for an equilibrium around your independence, your initiative, your desire to build your own goals, move on your own path, is in part about your releasing the expectations of others. You're not allowing that to run the show. And you're moving forward in a place that you know rests on your own stability, the things that build to your own long-term benefit. I'm going to finish up the reading, Leo, with a crystal oracle and hope that this has been helpful to you. And to remind you that I do personal readings. Again, the information for that is in the description box below. And I've pulled Angel Aura Quartz. And the two words are lighten up. I'm going to leave that where it's at and remind you that you have all the love, confidence, and joy within that you need. Thank you, Leo. Until next time, namaste.